you ladies out there, we're going to show you how you shoot through the barriers. Ladies and guys, come join us.
Denver, this was packed. Where are they?
I know, it's Sunday.
They're all in church.
They're all in church.
Maybe not Saturday. It was Saturday.
You should have asked for 3 more.
You guys are sinners. You're all sinners. You should be in church. That's who's here. The sinners are after, too.
All right, we're going to get started and just start so we don't have time to get all the ladies yet. You want to start? No? I'm Donnelle Johnson. That's Lisa Thompson on the far side. We've been hunting together for eternity. And we were networking with Ladies in the Outdoors. We have a nonprofit called HuntNDivas, Find Your Wild. And today we're just trying to encourage ladies wherever you are in your walk. And hopefully some of their stories will encourage you. I know I'm going to be encouraged. I always am. And so I've been hunting since 1995. I grew up in a home where my brother always hunted with my dad. My dad always took me fishing, but he never invited me to go hunting. I don't have any baggage from that, but I did find that I fell in love with the Rocky Mountains in 95, 96. I started calling. I'm a musician, so I like tones and pitches, and I love calling in that big bowl breathing down my neck. So I fell in love with hunting. I fell in love with the Rocky Mountains, and that's kind of my story ever since then. I shot 18 mil. The first 5 years I shot nothing, so don't give up if you're in that nothing category, because I just got smarter, learned how to call, learned how to pay attention to thermals, and all those classes that we teach. But today we're here not to talk about us, but to talk about some of these ladies here and celebrate their stories, and hopefully it will encourage you guys wherever you are in your journey.
I'm Lisa Thompson, and I'm going to talk a little slower than Donnelle did. You're racing on us. So Donnelle and I are professional hunters with we can't go do this without showing you our sponsors. Bass Pro Cabela's sponsors us, Fairdyne Outdoors, HuntNDivas, Marcia, Native by Carlton, PSC, and
we're open to any others.
Yeah, want to shout out to our sponsors. Thank you. We wouldn't be able to do what we're doing without them. And as Matt knows and Brooke knows, sponsors are always, they kind of keep you going and let you do your passion. Again, I'm Lisa Thompson. I am.
Can I brag about you just for a minute? She shot 10 6x6 bulls on public land and 1 on private. So she shot 11 6x6 bulls. I don't know any men that have done that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And 0 outfitters. She's paid no extra dollars besides the license fee.
I have a good chiropractor.
Yeah, she's a good chiropractor. But yeah, I'm impressed with her. I've shot 2 with my bow. That's the only reason she respects me, because I've done with the bow.
Our class yesterday, it was full. It was really awesome. But we talked about, like, this bull, Donnelle and I were together, just the 2 of us, 3 miles from camp, and it was how do we get him out. So we talked about how we bone him out, pack him out, and all that. That was going the extra mile yesterday. But a lot of times it's just us ladies. Some of you guys you'll hear they hunt alone, and we're hoping after this you won't hunt alone, because it's fun to have a companion. You still can go hunt alone, but when you drop them, you go find them. But
I always like friends when they drop something. I'm
homegrown from Montana, and when you're homegrown from Montana, you come out of the womb in Montana, and they put instead of a pacifier, they throw a fishing pole in one hand and a shotgun in the other and say, go find your food. I grew up with, that truly is. We hunted and we fished for food, for the family. And to this day, even though I do love chasing big bulls, but at the end of the day, you can't eat those horns. And I want my freezer full. I've tried. My dogs love them, but
yeah, our dogs like it.
Anyway, we have a great group of ladies. We're not here. We'll bore you to death, Donnelle and I, because we've been up here numerous times. But I feel so fortunate to have you ladies to come on a Sunday and join us. And I think their stories are going to be great of how they have been shooting through the barriers into the world of hunting. And I don't want to give anything away, so we're going to open it up with you.
And for Lisa and I, we're actually from Colorado. So when John asked us to do this in Utah, we were up for the challenge, but we knew it'd be a little extra hard because we don't have any hunting partners or friends here in Utah. But just a shout out to these ladies for being responsive to social media and being responsive here at the show, so thank you. So we're going to start out with Jenn. Jenn works for Sportsman's Warehouse. Are you nervous, Jenn? Don't be. I did the calling contest yesterday and my hands started shaking. Don't do that. It's terrible. So this is Jenn Garrett, and I want you just to tell a little bit about you. Some of these ladies I barely know, so I'm going to let them talk because it's more exciting.
And feel free to shout out to your sponsors if you have them, because I see you have one.
Yeah, Full Drone Addiction, most definitely.
Jenny, the mic right here.
Nice and close so everybody can hear. I'm still fairly new to hunting. I've only been involved, this is my 4th year putting in for the hunt. I am a single mom. I came from a hunting family. But kind of the same. They never really involved the girls. It was just the guys that went out. And so 4 years I've been behind the weapon myself. And when I got my first buck, it was with my rifle. And that immediate feeling of just being successful with everything that you've worked so hard for is just, I just got so addicted to the feeling of providing for my kids. I haven't let it slow me down. I got my first archery buck this last summer. It was actually opening day, was my birthday, and it was my first harvest with my first velvet buck. So it was pretty awesome day for me.
I still haven't done one yet. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. So, and then this last December, right before Christmas, I shot my first cow elk, and I had all 3 of my children with me on the hunt. As a single mom, you don't always have somebody to watch your kids, and I don't have the other half around to help do any of that. So I took it in my own hands. I checked my kids out of school, and we went on an elk hunt, and we brought one home.
So I have a question. How'd you keep them quiet? How did that all work?
It was on private. So I did have a buddy with me that was familiar with the area. We didn't have to be out too much. I ended up having to borrow a rifle. In the past, I had somebody basically take all of my hunting stuff. So I've been starting from ground zero. So I borrowed a rifle. The herd was only about 200 yards away, and I missed. I didn't realize the rifle was sighted in at 300 yards. And so the herd moved up, and I ended up shooting her at 360 yards. But my kids, so they were far enough away that any noise from the snow or the kids being a little excited didn't really hurt anything. But the minute we shot her, we heard it hit. The herd kept moving, and we saw her drop. And then she was at the top of a ridge, and she just started rolling down. And I looked over, and all 3 of my kids were like, because they had never in their life, it's an amazing experience. And my kids are 15, 10, and 5, and my 5-year-old son was just like shaking, and he was crying. He was like, I'm cold, and he wasn't cold, but he was just feeling it. That's a huge animal to him. So now my daughter, my 15-year-old, put in for the draw this year. So I'm pretty excited to get out there with my daughter. Hopefully, we'll put in for buck and antelope. So that's kind of where we're at.
Your story's hugely encouraging because we get asked that a lot. What I do with my kids, and Elise and I have been fortunate enough that we have spouses or we have somebody that's helped us out. But that's awesome that you're able to do that with your kids.
Jenn's the perfect example of a single mom that wanted to get out, and now she's going to be passing it down through her heritage. And she did it. She wanted to do it. She figured it out. And again, I hope with these ladies here, you have some networking here. But wow, you were truly honestly an inspiration. And your kids probably have to think you're a hero.
Oh, I was on way above cloud 9. They just kept telling me how proud they were of me, and it was great.
You went and got it. You harvested it. You cleaned it.
They sat and watched me.
You cooked it.
We warmed my son's hands up. He was all about getting in there, and we took the heart home and prepared it. So they were part of the whole process. Yep.
And how organic can it be?
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Jenn, for sharing that. Give it up to Jenn. I haven't even pulled all that off.
Some of these ladies probably have never public speak, so thank you for the applause because they're probably nervous.
Yeah. So we had the privilege of being on KSL show, and Adam recommended Angie, and I don't know her very well, but I'm just going to let her talk.
Yeah, I'll get even with Adam in a minute. My name's Angie Wonnacott. I have been hunting for
Really close.
Kiss that mic.
Kiss that
pretty
mic.
loud without it. So I have actually been hunting for probably about 19 years. I am a bird hunter, not a big game hunter. I also don't do waterfowl. So my husband does, and that's actually how I got into hunting. So I have, those of you that are in Utah may know, my husband is Wonnacott. I have 3 English setters. We have a puppy, I forget. My setters are 3-time national champions, so we trial them as well as bird hunt with them. So I am a turkey hunter and an upland game hunter, so pheasants, grouse, doves, name it, I've probably shot it.
If it flies, it dies. If it runs, it's done.
Yeah, pretty much, yep. My husband is the one that actually taught me how to hunt. I grew up camping with my family. Again, the same thing. My stepdad and my brother hunted together, but I was too busy playing soccer to even think of wanting to start that. Not that I wouldn't, I was just too busy doing other things. So my husband taught me how. We actually drive together to hunt, but we usually hunt separately. We take different sides of the mountain, so it's kind of nice. I do have days off that he doesn't, so I do hunt by myself quite a bit. The other thing, because of that, it's because I don't know very many ladies that hunt or around to ask. I do now. I actually started a women's group a couple of years ago called Utah Whoa. We're trying to do the same thing that HuntNDivas do, is just to try to help you come out and learn something. So I don't want you to go buy an expensive shotgun if you end up hating it. So why not come out and try it first before you go put the money into it. So it's been fun.
So what's your website? How can we find you?
Utah Whoa is the website. We've got a Facebook page that we
So Whoa is
participate more. WHOA.
Okay.
Whoa. Women Hunting in the Outdoors Academy is what it stands for. So we do a bunch of seminars, trap shooting. I've done a couple pheasant hunts. Usually my pheasant hunts are in January because I go on a club, because I'm pheasant hunting during pheasant season here, so it's kind of hard. But I have other ladies that can help with big game if you've got questions about big game hunting, waterfowl, archery, all of that fun stuff. So it's important that I try to help the ladies learn what I had to learn on my own, and hopefully you guys feel comfortable